Hello, amazing people. I'm so thrilled to see you here today, and I promise we're about to dive into something truly special together. So, get comfy, open your mind, and let's embark on a journey that might just shift how you see everything. Before you leave this world, there's one question you need to answer. Are you truly living, or just drifting through? Life isn't what society paints it to be, those sugary promises of easy happiness, instant success, or perfect love. No, the truth is rawer, more beautiful, and far more powerful. In this video, I'm unpacking 7 Stoic lessons. Not fluffy comfort, but sharp, unfiltered wisdom that slices through illusions and forces you to face yourself. From shattering your comfort zone like the coffin, to realizing patience is the ultimate superpower in this frantic world, each lesson will rattle you, make you think, and maybe even change how you live forever. Will it feel uneasy? Probably. Will you want to click away? Maybe. But stick with me to the end, and I guarantee you'll find a spark, a way to live with more meaning, strength, and authenticity. This isn't just a watch, it's a wake-up call. Ready? Let's dive in. Before you die, there's a truth you must confront. Your comfort zone is your coffin. Society has fed you a lie. That comfort is the ultimate prize, that a life free of stress or struggle is the dream. But let's be brutally honest. Comfort is a seductive trap. It lulls you into complacency, whispering that you've earned the right to coast, to avoid risk, to settle. Yet, beneath its soothing promises lies a harsh reality. It's where your dreams suffocate, where your potential is buried alive. This isn't fluffy self-help nonsense. It's raw Stoic wisdom that demands you wake up and face the uncomfortable truth. Think about it. How many times have you stayed in a safe but soul-draining job because it paid the bills? How often have you clung to a toxic relationship because it was familiar? How frequently do you choose the easy path, even when the hard one beckons with growth? Comfort feels good in the moment, but it's a slow poison. It kills ambition, stifles resilience, and keeps you from discovering who you're truly capable of becoming. The people you admire, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, didn't rise by lounging in safety. They pushed their limits, embraced failure, and stepped into the unknown repeatedly. Comfort didn't forge their greatness, discomfort did. The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught that growth lies beyond ease, that life's richest rewards come from facing what scares you. Your comfort zone isn't a sanctuary, it's a prison. Every day you linger there. You let fear dictate your choices. You avoid the cold shower, the tough conversation, the bold leap, all because they sting. But that sting? It's the pulse of life. It's the signal that you're breaking free, shedding the old, and stepping toward your true self. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. Take my story. Years ago, I was trapped in a cushy job, decent pay, predictable days. Yet, I felt hollow, like my spirit was eroding. I dreaded waking up, but I stayed because it was comfortable. One day, I couldn't take it anymore. I quit. No plan, no safety net. It was terrifying. Bills piled up, doubts screamed, but that discomfort forced me to dig deep. I stumbled, failed, and learned. Each struggle sharpened me. Each risk revealed my strength. Leaving that comfort zone didn't just save me. It gave me a life worth living. You can start small. Take a cold shower tomorrow. Speak up in that meeting. Approach someone you've admired from afar. Do one thing daily that scares you, that stretches you beyond what you think you can handle. These acts aren't random. They're deliberate steps out of your coffin. Growth begins where comfort ends. The Stoics didn't promise ease, they promised meaning. And meaning demands courage. So before you die, break free. Stop letting comfort rob you of a life that matters. The most profound moments, the ones that define you, come from the challenges you dare to face. Discomfort isn't a burden, it's a gift. It's the fire that forges resilience, the mirror that shows your strength. Your comfort zone is your coffin. Step out and start living. Before you die, you need to hear this. Expectation is the root of misery. We've been sold a fantasy that life should unfold according to our plans, that people should meet our standards, that happiness hinges on things going our way. But here's the unfiltered Stoic truth. The higher your expectations, the deeper your suffering. This isn't gentle advice. It's a wake-up call to stop clinging to illusions and start embracing reality as it is. Think about the last time you felt crushed. Maybe a friend let you down, a promotion slipped away, or a relationship didn't bloom as you'd hoped. What stung wasn't the event itself. It was the gap between what you expected and what happened. We build these mental blueprints. Our boss should recognize our work. Our loved ones should always understand us. Our efforts should yield instant rewards. When reality doesn't match, we're left angry, hurt, or lost. That gap is where misery festers. Expectations don't just set us up for disappointment. They trap us in a cycle of frustration, blinding us to what's actually in front of us. The Stoics knew this well. They taught that the world owes us nothing, that peace comes from aligning with what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and letting go of the rest. Expecting life to bend to your will is like demanding the wind blow your way. It won't. I learned this the hard way. For years, I mapped out my career with precision. Specific titles, timelines, successes. I poured everything into it, assuming hard work guaranteed results. But life laughed. Opportunities vanished, setbacks piled up, and I was left bitter, blaming everyone else. It wasn't until I dropped those rigid expectations that I found calm. I stopped fixating on what should be and started appreciating what was. That shift didn't just ease my pain. It opened my eyes to a quieter, truer joy. Lowering expectations doesn't mean settling for less. It means freeing yourself from unnecessary suffering. Expect less from others. They're flawed, busy, human. Expect less from yourself. You're not invincible, and that's okay. When you stop demanding perfection, you make room for gratitude. A friend's small gesture becomes enough. A tough day becomes a lesson, not a failure. Reality stops feeling like a betrayal and starts feeling like a canvas. Imperfect, unpredictable, but yours to work with. Try this. Next time you're waiting for something, approval, love, success, pause. Ask yourself what you're expecting and why. Then let it go. Not out of defeat, but out of strength. Accept that people will falter, plans will shift, and outcomes will surprise you. It's not cynicism, it's clarity. I once waited for a big break to feel whole. When it didn't come, I raged until I realized wholeness was already mine. Expectations just hid it. Before you die, shed this burden. Expectation chains you to misery. Letting go sets you free. The Stoics didn't chase a perfect world. They mastered living in this one. Stop expecting life to owe you. It doesn't, but it gives you plenty if you're wise enough to see it. Misery fades when expectations do. Start there and find peace. Before you die, face this truth. Friends are not forever. Society sells us the myth of eternal bonds. Best friends who will stand by us through every storm. Connections that never fade. But the Stoic reality cuts deeper. Like everything in life, friendships are impermanent. People change, paths diverge, and that's not a failure, it's nature. Clinging to the idea of forever only breeds heartache. Accepting this frees you to live more fully in the now. Look back. Your childhood pals, high school crew, college confidants. Where are they today? Some drift away quietly. Others vanish amid life's shifts. I had a friend once, thick as thieves in college. We'd talk until dawn, sharing dreams and fears. Then life pulled us apart. He moved, married, built a new world. At first, I mourned it like a loss, as if our bonds diminished its worth. But time taught me it didn't. That friendship was a chapter, beautiful while it lasted, complete when it closed. Its impermanence didn't erase its meaning. It shaped me, then let me go. The Stoics embraced this flux. They saw life as a series of seasons, each relationship a fleeting gift. We torture ourselves expecting friends to stay the same, to prioritize us forever. But people evolve. New jobs, families, passions pull them elsewhere. Sometimes you outgrow each other, and that's okay. The pain comes when we resist this, when we demand permanence from something inherently temporary. I used to feel betrayed when friends faded, as if their absence was a personal slight. Now I see it's just life unfolding, neither good nor bad, just true. So how do you live with this? Cherish the moment. Laugh with your friends now. Soak in their presence, but don't clutch. When distance creeps in, don't fight it. Let it be. I've learned to savor a good conversation without needing it to repeat endlessly. A friend's call today is enough. I don't need them tethered to me tomorrow. Focus on quality, not quantity. A handful of deep connections outweighs a crowd of shallow ties. And here's the real Stoic kicker. Be your own best friend. Build a core within yourself. Steady, kind, reliable. Others come and go, but you're the constant. This isn't cold, it's liberating. When you stop expecting forever, you stop resenting the end. My college buddy, I smile at our memories, not his absence. New friends have stepped in, bringing fresh lessons. Life's a revolving door of souls. Each one adds something, then moves on. The Stoics didn't mourn this, they celebrated it. Every hello carries a goodbye, and that's what makes it precious. Before you die, let go of forever. Friends aren't meant to stay. They're meant to teach, to share, to shape you for a time. Don't see their leaving as loss. See it as space for what's next. Treasure them while they're here. Release them when they're not. Impermanence isn't a curse, it's a rhythm. Dance to it. You'll find peace in the comings and goings, joy in the fleeting. Friends are not forever, and that's okay. It's the letting go that makes room for living. Before you die, grasp this truth. Sacrifice is essential. Society whispers that you can have it all. Comfort, success, ease, without giving anything up. But the Stoic lens reveals a harder, truer reality. Nothing worth having comes free. Greatness demands a price. You must let go of something valuable. Time, security, pleasure, to seize what truly matters. This isn't a punishment. It's the foundation of a life with purpose. Reflect on your proudest moments. That degree, that project, that breakthrough, did they drop into your lap? No, they cost you. Late nights, missed parties, tough choices. I once had a steady job, good money, predictable days. It was comfortable, but my soul ached for more. I dreamed of writing, of creating something real. To chase that, I had to quit. I sacrificed stability, status, a safety net. The first months were brutal. Bills loomed, doubt not. But that sacrifice wasn't loss. It was investment. It carved a path to a life I'd never trade, one aligned with my deepest calling. The Stoics saw sacrifice as a trade, not a tragedy. You give up the lesser for the greater. Comfort today for resilience tomorrow. Leisure now for mastery later. It's not about deprivation, it's about focus. Every no to distraction is a yes to your goal. Think of an athlete. They skip the late nights, the junk food, the lazy days. Why? Because the prize, strength, victory, outweighs the fleeting joys they surrender. Sacrifice isn't suffering, it's strategy. It's the currency of dreams. I've seen it play out. To build that writing life, I gave up sleep, social outings, even relationships that pulled me off course. Each cut hurt, but each one cleared space for something bigger. The Stoics would nod. They taught that we control our choices, not our circumstances. Sacrifice is that control in action. You decide what's worth it. Want a thriving career? Skip the Netflix binge. Want health? Pass on the donut. The pain is temporary. The reward endures. Start small. Identify what you value, a skill, a passion, a legacy. Then ask, what am I willing to give up? Maybe it's an hour of scrolling for learning. Maybe it's a cozy night in for a bold step out. I began with little trades, mornings over snoozing, solitude over small talk. Each choice built momentum. Sacrifice isn't glamorous, it's gritty. But it's power. It's you shaping your fate, not drifting through it. Before you die, embrace this. Nothing great comes without cost. The Stoics didn't shy from hard truths. They leaned in. That job I left, it was my cocoon. Leaving it was my wings. Sacrifice stings, but it transforms. It's not about losing. It's about gaining what matters most. The world tempts you with ease, but ease breeds mediocrity. Purpose demands effort, so give up the trivial. Trade comfort for courage, safety for growth. The rewards, fulfillment, strength, a life you own, are worth every ounce you pour in. Sacrifice is essential. It's the bridge from where you are to where you're meant to be. Step onto it. The Stoics knew, what you surrender today builds the extraordinary tomorrow. Pay the price and claim your potential. Before you die, hear this, stop chasing love. Society drills into us that love is a prize to hunt, something to seek out, capture, and cling to for completion. But the Stoic truth flips that script. Love isn't a goal you chase. It finds you when you're busy living your best life. The harder you pursue it, the more it slips away. This isn't romance fluff. It's a call to rethink everything you've been taught about connection. Recall the times you've chased love. Endless dates, bending yourself to fit someone's mold, obsessing over finding the one. How did it end? Often in frustration, heartbreak, or a hollow ache. I've been there. Years back, I thought love was the missing piece. I hunted it like a trophy, tweaking my personality, chasing approval, filling silence with desperate noise. It left me empty, less myself. The more I grasped, the less I found. Chasing love didn't complete me. It eroded me. The Stoics would see this clearly. They prized self-sufficiency, not isolation, but a wholeness that doesn't lean on others to feel full. Love, they'd say, isn't a need you fulfill by force. It's a byproduct of living authentically. When you're scrambling for it, you compromise, settling for less, losing your edges, chasing shadows. But when you stop, when you turn inward, build your own joy, pursue what lights you up, that's when love sneaks in, unforced, real. It's not a destination. It's a guest that arrives when your house is already alive. My shift came when I quit the hunt. I poured energy into myself, writing, growing, chasing passions instead of people. I stopped needing someone to validate me and started liking who I was alone. Then, out of nowhere, a relationship bloomed. Not because I sought it, but because I was whole without it. It wasn't the goal, it was the bonus. That's the Stoic way. Master your own soul, and the rest follows. So how do you stop? Start with you. Love yourself. Not in a cheesy way, but by investing in your growth. Pick up that hobby you've shelved. Chase a dream that scares you. Build a life that hums with purpose. Surround yourself with people who lift you, not fill you. I began with small acts, reading more, walking alone, saying no to draining ties. Happiness grew, and with it, a quiet confidence. Love didn't need to be chased. It wandered in when I wasn't looking. Before you die, let this sink in. Chasing love keeps it out of reach. The Stoics didn't beg for affection. They cultivated their own strength. Stop searching for someone to complete you. You're not a puzzle missing a piece. Build a life you'd live solo, rich and bold. Love isn't your savior. It's an addition to a foundation you've already laid. Live with passion, stand tall in your own skin, and it'll find you. Not because you demanded it, but because you didn't need to. Stop chasing love. It's not a race to win. It's a gift that lands when you're too busy thriving to notice. The Stoics knew true connection flows from a life well lived. Start there and watch what happens. Before you die, confront this. The majority is often wrong. Society pressures us to nod along, to assume that what most people believe must be true. But the Stoic truth cuts through that noise. Popular opinion isn't a compass for reality. Just because the crowd agrees doesn't make it right. This isn't a gentle nudge. It's a challenge to question, to stand apart, to think for yourself. History proves it. The majority once swore the earth was flat, cheered for witch hunts, upheld slavery. These weren't quirks. They were disasters born from collective delusion. Even now, trends and groupthink sway us by this fear that follow the herd. But why do we bow? Fear. Fear of being odd, of standing alone, of ridicule. I felt it growing up. I questioned what everyone accepted, rules, norms, truths, and get labeled a troublemaker. Yet, the more I dug, the more I saw. The crowd often clings to comfort, not facts. The Stoics prized reason over conformity. They didn't care what the masses thought. They sought what held up under scrutiny. Truth doesn't bend to popularity. It stands firm, even when it's lonely. I learned this early. Peers chased trends I doubted, careers they didn't want, lives they didn't love. I'd ask why, and they'd shrug. It's just how it is. But how it is isn't how it's true. Questioning led me off that path, toward one I carved myself. It wasn't easy, doubt, isolation, but it was real. So how do you break free? Start with curiosity. When everyone nods, pause. Ask, does this make sense? Is there proof? Who gains from this belief? Read wide, books, not just headlines. Talk to people who disagree, not just echo you. I began digging past surface answers. Why we chase wealth, dread silence, fear difference. Each question peeled back layers, showing how often the majority picks easy over right. It's not rebellion, it's clarity. Don't fear standing out. The crowd mocked Galileo, shunned abolitionists, ignored innovators until they couldn't. Progress hinges on the few who dare to differ. I've been the odd one out, arguing against obvious choices. Friends rolled eyes, but time often proved me right, or at least taught me more. Strength isn't in agreeing, it's in wrestling with what's real. Change your mind when evidence demands it. That's growth, not weakness. Before you die, shed the herd's leash. The Stoics didn't follow. They questioned, reasoned, lived by their own light. The majority's path can lead you astray. It's a river of habit, not truth. I once bought into normal, safe job, safe life, until I saw it was a lie for me. Stepping away took guts, but it gave me wisdom. You don't need the crowd's applause to be right. The majority is often wrong. Don't let fear of solitude stop you. Seek your own answers, relentless, clear-eyed. Surround yourself with challengers, not yes men. Truth isn't loud. It's quiet, stubborn, yours to find. The Stoics knew wisdom comes from thinking, not blending in. Stand tall, question fiercely, and carve your path. That's not just courage, it's freedom. Before you die, embrace this. Patience is power. We live in a world hooked on speed. Instant success, quick fixes, now or never gratification. But the Stoic truth stands firm. Real strength lies in waiting, enduring, persisting. Patience isn't weakness. It's a rare, mighty virtue that unlocks life's deepest rewards. This isn't a soft platitude. It's a call to rethink what power really means. Look around. We're conditioned to rush, scrolling for instant hits, chasing overnight wins. But nature doesn't hurry. Trees grow slow, rivers carve canyons over eons. The best things take time, yet we fight it. I did. Early on, I craved fast results, career leaps, clear purpose, instant joy. I'd push, stumble, rage when life didn't bend. Every rush ended in a crash. Then I learned, forcing outcomes burns you out. Patience builds you up. Progress crept in when I stopped sprinting and started trusting the process. The Stoics mastered this. They knew life's a marathon, not a dash. Control what you can, your effort, your mindset, and let the rest unfold. Patience isn't passive, it's active grit. It's choosing to stay the course when everything screams quit. I saw when I shifted gears. After years of chasing, I slowed down, focused on small steps, steady work. Success didn't flare overnight, but it grew, solid in mind. That quiet endurance? That's power. How do you wield it? Set real expectations. Big wins need time. Practice being here, now, not obsessing over when. I started with mindfulness, breathing through delays, savoring the moment. When setbacks hit, I'd remind myself, this is the path. Patience isn't just waiting, it's persisting with purpose. Celebrate the tiny victories, a good day, a lesson learned. They stack up. I once hated delays. Now I see them as forging me tougher, wiser. Be patient with yourself, too. Healing, growing, it's not a race. I used to beat myself up for not arriving fast enough. Letting that go was freedom. The Stoics didn't rush their souls. They nurtured them. A setback isn't failure. It's part of the climb. I've tripped plenty, lost jobs, rough days, but patience turns stumbles into strength. Time's your ally. not your enemy. Before you die, claim this superpower. In a world of instant, patience stands out. It's the calm that steadies you when chaos swirls. I watched it work, writing a book, rebuilding after loss. Rushing broke me. Waiting healed me. The Stoics didn't panic. They persevered. That job I lost, it stung, but patience led me to better. That clarity I sought, it came when I stopped forcing it. Patience is power. It's not loud. It's the quiet resolve that outlasts storms. The Stoics knew, what's rushed crumbles. What's built slow endures. Don't let the world's hurry steal your peace. Embrace the wait, grit your teeth, keep going. It's in a long game you find resilience, focus, triumph. Trees don't apologize for growing slow. They just grow. Neither should you. Live with patience. It's the strength to shape your fate, not chase it. Before you die, let it guide you through trials to purpose. The Stoics left us this. True power isn't speed. It's the will to persist. Unlock it, and you'll stand unbreakable. And there you have it. We've journeyed through 7 raw, powerful Stoic lessons that can sharpen your life. From smashing your comfort zone like it's a coffin, letting go of expectations to find peace, to accepting that friendships fade and sacrifice fuels greatness. Then there's stopping the chase for love so it finds you, daring to question the crowd, and unlocking the quiet might of patience. These aren't just words. They're a roadmap to living deeply, authentically, and without regret. Life's fleeting, but its potential is boundless if you embrace these truths. So, if this video struck a chord with you, hit that subscribe button now. Don't miss what's coming next on this journey with me. And if you know someone who needs these lessons, share this video. You might just spark a change in their life. Thank you for being here, and start living boldly, starting today.